So I had just turned 18 years old, and straight away my dad wanted to make me learn how to drive a car. And by this point, I had pretty much just traveled everywhere via bus, right? So I genuinely wanted to learn how to drive because, it's one of the best skills you can have nowadays, right? You can just travel anywhere. And so one day my dad was like, "Yep, Manish, come here. You're gonna learn how to drive today." And so we got into my mum's automatic Kia car. And guys, get this, right? I sucked at driving. Bro, when I first started, I was abysmal at driving. I couldn't drive for shit, right? And I'm someone who picks up a skill very slowly, right? When I learn something new, it takes me a while to master that shit compared to everyone else for some reason. But yeah, man, I fucking pulled out, went onto the road, and I was scared shitless, bro. I was nervous as fuck because this was one of my first times driving on the actual road. And I was a bit too much to the left, and I was like a bit too close to the curb. I was driving a bit too slowly, making these small little mistakes. And guess what? My dad gets loud. "What the fuck are you doing? Be in the middle. Are you fucking stupid? Do this, do this. Are you..." Yeah, pretty much a whole bunch of criticisms towards me, like that. Pretty much every 30 seconds he would just criticize something I was doing. He was swearing, he was brown dad stuff. And he kept on criticizing, he kept on saying these mean things to me, and this slowly fucking lowered my self-esteem, right? Of course it does. And slowly but surely my emotions started building up as well, right? But this was going on for like half an hour to like 45 minutes, right? And then we ended up stopping at a gas station. And by this point, I was pretty much quiet the whole ride, right? Because it was just pretty much him criticizing everything I was doing. And I was just quiet. I was just taking it all in, and my emotions were slowly building up. And when we stopped at the gas station, guess what, man? Tears just started running down my face like a fucking little bitch. I was crying, bro. I started crying. And I wasn't like sobbing, making these like, I wasn't making any noises. There was just just tears running down my face. But disclaimer, bro, I was a bit of a pussy back then, I'm not gonna lie. My dad was like, "Why are you crying? Why are you crying?" Like it was my fucking fault why I'm crying. But yeah, man, I pretty much just didn't respond to him, right? Because I was angry at him. Like, why are you saying this stuff to me? But I was sad, I was angry, and I just kept driving. I didn't respond to a thing he said, and yeah, I just kept on taking his criticism on the way back home, probably crying some more. And this made my driving even worse, by the way, because when you criticize someone, that's not gonna make them better at the task at hand at the moment. There was a caveat to this, but at the moment, bro, positively reinforcing someone is a lot better to actually make them perform in the moment. 100%, that's like human psychology 101. But here's the thing, guys. Afterwards, when he left, right? When he left and I could practice by myself, guess what? I actually was competent. Just from one lesson, I went from being crap at driving to actually being competent on the road. And how, like what the fuck? One lesson, bro? It usually takes me ages to learn a skill. If you've watched the movie Whiplash, you'd know exactly what happened. The main character in that movie suffers through insane amount of pressure through his teacher, right? His teacher was teaching him how to drum, but basically be a good drummer. The way the teacher scolded, shouted at him, criticized him, gave him this insane amount of pressure to perform, he ended up being the best drummer in the world eventually. Now, how this relates to my story is that the amount of pressure my dad gave me, it allowed me to level the fuck up like 10 times faster than if I'd had no pressure, right? Now, you might be asking to yourself, "Manish, didn't you just say that criticizing someone is bad?" Yes, in the moment, right? In the moment, they're gonna perform worse. If you keep on criticizing the thing they're doing because they're nervous, right? You're gonna make them nervous. But the thing is, afterwards, when they're in their own comfort, they've just pretty much gone from level 1 all the way to level 10 because of the amount of fucking things that you rammed in their head, right? Because you do this better, do that better, do that. You just keep on nagging them, and they actually get better at the skill when they're in their own comfort. Well, damn, bro, is strict parents the way to go? Well, the thing is, guys, I might have learned how to drive really quickly, right? But me and my dad's relationship is not good. It's genuinely not good. And that's the thing, man. If you just keep on like the thing with strict parents is they just keep on criticizing everything you do. And this obviously just is a huge detriment to your overall relationship with them, right? Like, you'll learn how to do things really quickly. 100% you will. But your own relationship with them will suffer. But yeah, man, that's the thing you need to realize with strict parents is that the amount of pressure they put onto you, the amount of pressure to, get this exam, ace this exam, study, the pressure is good. As long as it's actually something that you want to do, right? For example, right, like I really wanted to learn how to drive because it would get me anywhere, right? Like that's a lifelong skill, and obviously I needed to learn how to drive. But for a lot of other people, man, they get forced into doing things that they don't want to do by their strict parents. For example, university, you're studying something you don't want to do, you got put into engineering or some shit, and you just don't want to do it, and your parents are still strict on you to get it done, bro. That's not a good life you want to live. Like, that's not a good life you want to live, bro. But if it's something that you want to get better at, if you actually are studying something that you want to study, bro, and your parents are strict on you in that, that's good. That's a good pressure to have, because you will perform good. Your parents at the end of the day only want what's best for you, right? When your parents, didn't allow you to go stay at your friend's house that one night just because you had an exam like the next day, or you had to study, what happened, right? You ended up getting that good grade, right? You ended up studying, you ended up acing the exam, and that pressure got you the good grade, right? And again, whether or not that's the right decision or not that's up to debate. Just make it clear to them that this thing that they're making you do is actually something that you want to do, right? This was the biggest mistake. Like a lot of strict parents put their own dream onto your life, expecting you to fulfill that dream for them. This is by far the biggest mistake I've made growing up, right? My dad put me into construction management, which wasn't a degree that I wanted to study, but I did it anyways. I'm like taking a gap year right now. He doesn't even know, but like the thing is, man, that's a dream. That's not my dream, bro. That's not my dream. That's his dream that he put onto me. And a lot of strict parents, they do want what's best for you, but they do it in a way where it's like low-key don't know what's best for you. Even if they want what's best for you, they low-key kind of don't know what's best for you, if that kind of makes sense, right? Because only you know what you want to do. And if they're making you do something that you don't want to do, again, your body will know, your mind will know, you won't feel fulfilled in life. You might kind of delude yourself into thinking that this is the way. I have no other choice, but you do have a choice, man. Everyone can make their own decisions, and that's up to you, bro. That's like, for me, bro, I just stayed stagnant for my entire life. Like, I just let life do me, basically, bro. I didn't really grab life by the ball sack and kind of made it my own thing. My dad was no exception, bro. My dad was extremely strict on me. He made me do things that I never wanted to do, bro. We can't be the best versions of ourselves if we're just doing something that we don't want to do long term. Just because someone else, and that might be your parents, put this fake dream, fake persona onto you that you never wanted to do in the first place. So yeah, man, just remember that pressure is a good thing, and that's what strict parents do best. It's put pressure onto you to actually perform in whatever the fuck it is you're doing. But that's a caveat, because it comes at the likely expense of the relationship with your parents. And again, this could be it's a bit nuanced, but this is what I tend to see in terms of people. But just make sure that the thing that you want to do is something the thing that your parents are making you do is something that you actually want to do yourself. And if it isn't, man, there's no harm in having a conversation with them. I know oh man, I know my words probably aren't gonna make you have this conversation with them. I'm well aware of that. You're probably not gonna take action on this, because I wouldn't have. I'm gonna be completely honest with myself and you guys. If someone told me to go have a conversation with my dad about changing, like not wanting to study what I was studying, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. I'm being completely fucking honest, bro. But you got to realize that this is your own life, and this isn't their life, right? This isn't your parents' life. You're not living your parents' life for them. We're living in the new age now. If you like the video, there's a button for that, so go ahead and press the like button. If you have any comments, comment it down below, bro. If this was relatable as fuck for you, I want to hear your story, bro. Comments it down below. I'll reply to everyone who tells me their own stories down in the comments. And yeah, finally subscribe so my content gets shown to you, because sometimes if you don't subscribe, my shit doesn't get shown to you. And yeah, man, thank you so much for watching.